The chamber was enormous. High ceilings curved like the inside of a giant shell, and walls of shifting light reflected the colors of 100 alien species gathered inside. Each delegate had a form completely different from the next. Some had 4 arms, some had no visible eyes, and others moved in ways that made the humans feel dizzy. The Galactic Council had met many times before, but never with humans in the room. And never with humans like Evelyn Carter. Evelyn stood at the front of the human delegation, her hands resting lightly on the polished railing. Her uniform was simple, white with a blue stripe across the chest, but her posture made her appear taller than she was. She did not flinch at the stares of the alien delegates. Many of them leaned forward, curious. Others whispered to each other, their voices forming a low hum that filled the hall like distant thunder. The council leader, a tall crystalline being named Zorath, spoke first. His voice sounded like wind through glass. "Humanity," he said, "you are accused of defying the treaty. You refuse to give tribute. You expand without permission. You risk war." Evelyn nodded slowly. "We know the accusations," she said clearly. "We do not deny that humans expand, but we do not attack unless provoked. We do not take what does not belong to us." Zorath's crystal head rotated slowly, making a sound like chimes. "Provoked? Your colonies occupy the outer rim. You claim resources that other species consider theirs. You ignore warnings. Do you intend to start a war?" Evelyn did not answer immediately. She let her eyes sweep across the room. There were aliens from 5 different star systems all watching her. Their expressions varied: suspicion, fear, curiosity. No one seemed certain what humanity might do. And that, she knew, worked to her advantage. "We do not seek war," she said finally. "Humans prefer peace." "But humans will not bow," a murmur ran through the chamber. Several delegates shifted, and the Velthar ambassador, a reptilian being with scales that shone in the chamber lights, hissed loudly. His voice echoed like a whip. "You speak of peace, yet you ignore the council. You ignore our warnings. You know the consequences." Evelyn straightened. "Yes, we know. We are ready for them. But understand this. Humanity chooses its own path. We do not kneel. We do not beg. And we do not fear war when it is forced upon us." The council fell silent. Even Zorath seemed to hesitate. Evelyn could feel the tension in the air, thick and heavy like a storm waiting to break. She waited until every eye was on her before she spoke again. Her voice was calm, steady, but it carried an edge that no alien could ignore. "Since you chose war, let us show you how it's done." The words echoed through the chamber. Some aliens gasped, others froze. A few muttered in disbelief. The human delegation did not move. They did not cheer. They did not need to. The message had been delivered. Outside the council chamber, the galaxy waited. Every major government had monitors tuned to the broadcast. Ships hovered in space near their home planets, unsure what might happen next. On Mars Command, Admiral Ryan Cole watched the transmission with a clenched jaw. He turned to his second-in-command, Lieutenant Sarah Hill. "Prepare the fleet," he said quietly. "They will not stop now. The council has forced our hand." Sarah nodded, her expression serious. "All ships are ready, Admiral. The outer rim defenses are holding, but only barely. If the aliens strike first, we could lose everything out there." Ryan leaned against the console, staring at the holographic map of human colonies and alien territories. "We will fight," he said. "We fight smart. We fight fast, and we fight together. Humanity does not retreat." Far away on one of the outer rim colonies, Captain Nina Brooks received the same transmission. She was on the bridge of her small frigate, the HMS Vigilant. Her crew was tense, waiting for orders. "Captain," her first officer said, "this is unlike anything we have faced before. The Council's fleets are larger than ours by far." Nina's eyes did not leave the screen, showing alien ships massing near the colony. "We do not need larger fleets to win," she said. "We need speed, tactics, and courage. Prepare the station for evacuation. We will buy as much time as we can." Meanwhile, on Earth, civilians watched the news in their homes. People did not panic, at least not openly. But whispers filled the streets. Could humanity actually fight off the entire Council? Could humans survive a war against species that had lived in the galaxy for centuries? In Luna Command, Project Spearhead was nearing completion. The AI systems designed to control hundreds of ships simultaneously ran final simulations. Engineers monitored the screens, checking weapon calibrations and flight protocols. "Admiral Cole," one of the engineers said nervously, The simulations show a 50% chance we can destroy the enemy fleet if they attack all at once. Ryan Cole did not flinch. He had seen humans do impossible things before. We will not wait for them to attack all at once, he said. We strike first or we coordinate. We will use every advantage we have. Humanity does not give up. The council on the other side of the galaxy debated frantically. The Velthar leader, General Krital, slammed his clawed hand on the table. "This is madness," he roared. "They are children. They cannot hope to survive the council's power. We must destroy them immediately." Another delegate, a small insect-like creature named Lyric, shook its multiple limbs nervously. "I do not like this," Lyric said. "They are reckless. They are unpredictable. And they are human. Perhaps we underestimate them." Zorath's crystal form shimmered. "We cannot allow them to grow unchecked. But their courage is remarkable. Too remarkable. Proceed with caution." Back on Mars, Ryan Cole addressed his fleet. "The Council believes we are weak. They believe we will cower. They are wrong. Every human ship in this sector is ready. Every officer knows the plan. Remember this. We fight for survival, yes, but also for respect. Humanity has never backed down and we never will." Sarah Hill looked at him with respect. "Sir," she said, "they are counting on us to fail. If we hold, the galaxy will never look at humans the same way again." Ryan smiled grimly. "Then let them see what humans are capable of." Nina Brooks received new orders from Luna Command. She studied the readouts carefully. "We cannot hold the colony indefinitely," she said to her crew. "But we can slow them. Every minute we delay gives Earth more time to prepare. Ready the defensive grids, launch the scout drones, and stay sharp. They will not expect humans to fight like this." Meanwhile, civilians in the Outer Rim colonies were quietly evacuating. Families packed into transport ships, leaving behind homes and possessions. Yet even in fear there was a strange pride in the human settlements. People whispered stories of past battles, of courage and resourcefulness. They knew their species had survived impossible odds before, and they trusted that the same would happen again. As night fell on Mars, Ryan Cole walked to the observation deck. He looked at the red planet glowing softly under the sun. He thought about the message Evelyn Carter had sent. It was simple, it was direct, and it was honest. "Since you chose war, let us show you how it's done," he repeated quietly to himself. The stars outside the window seemed to shimmer in response. Somewhere across the galaxy, fleets were moving, alien commanders planning and humans readying their defenses. The first shots might not have been fired yet, but the battle had already begun. Evelyn Carter returned to her quarters in the human delegation area. She sat at her desk, reviewing messages from Earth Command. Each one reminded her of the stakes: colonies under threat, civilians at risk, and the fragile balance of galactic politics. Yet she felt calm. Humanity had never faced a challenge it could not meet. This time would be no different. Outside the chamber, a storm of lights and shadows played across the city on the planet where the council met. Aliens whispered to each other, wondering if humans had finally bitten off more than they could chew. But few realized that humans had no intention of being chewed. Across the galaxy, humanity waited. They were not just ready to fight. They were ready to win. And that was the first step in a war that would change the galaxy forever. The Outer Rim was quiet, too quiet. Human colonies stretched across the edges of known space, small outposts of mining stations, research labs, and habitation pods. From a distance, they looked peaceful, almost fragile, but they were the first to feel the Council's anger. Captain Nina Brooks stood on the bridge of her frigate, the HMS Vigilant, staring at the scanner. A red warning blinked steadily. Alien ships had entered the sector. The Velthar, along with their allied races, were coming fast. "Captain," said Lieutenant Dean Collins, her second in command, "we have multiple signatures. It looks like a strike force. Hundreds of ships. They're heading straight for the colony." Nina clenched her hands on the console.
"How fast?"
"Maximum jump speed. They will arrive in 20 minutes. Nina turned to her crew. "Prepare the evacuation. Get civilians into the transport ships. Deploy the defensive drones. We buy time. Every minute we hold gives Earth more time to respond." The crew worked quickly. Alarms blared as transport ships launched into orbit, carrying families, scientists, and supplies. Defensive drones hummed to life, small but deadly. Every move was precise. Every person knew their task. Nina watched the holographic map. The alien fleet was massive, larger than anything humans had ever faced. Their ships glowed with energy weapons and shields stronger than anything Nina had seen. Still, she felt a surge of confidence. Humans had never fought like this before, but they were about to show the galaxy what they could do. "Prepare the railguns," she ordered. "And remember, we hit hard and fast. Focus on their front line." Outside the colony, the first alien ships appeared. They moved like predators, sleek and deadly. Energy beams flashed across the dark of space. One of the human outposts was hit immediately, the station's shields flickering under the assault. "Shields holding at 70%, reported Collins. "They're moving in fast." Nina's eyes narrowed. "Good. Let them come." From Mars Command, Admiral Ryan Cole watched the same sector unfold. Hundreds of screens displayed the outer rim colonies under attack. He remained calm. Years of strategy, years of planning had prepared humanity for this moment. "Launch spearhead units," he ordered. "All fleets engage in defensive and ambush positions. Target their carriers first. Use asteroid fields if necessary." The spearhead units were small, fast ships equipped with experimental AI. They could move like ghosts, appearing and disappearing in seconds. They were humanity's secret weapon, and now it was time to see them in action. Back at the colony, Nina Brooks gave the order. "All spearhead units deploy. Ambush positions Delta, Gamma, Epsilon. Hit the carriers hard. Do not let them regroup." The AI ships leapt from behind asteroids, firing precise bursts that tore through the alien fleet. Alien ships exploded in showers of fire. Their pilots were stunned. No species had ever fought with this level of coordination, speed, and accuracy. On the bridge of one Velthar cruiser, General Kretal roared in frustration. "They are children. How can they move so fast? Their ships are everywhere." The Velthar fleet tried to regroup, but human tactics were unpredictable. They split their forces, creating traps, ambushes, and decoys. Every move seemed calculated yet flexible, like a living organism. Nina watched the progress with pride. "We're holding them," she said. "Keep pushing. Every ship counts." Despite the alien's size and strength, human ingenuity began to turn the tide. Smaller ships darted between larger alien vessels, hitting weak points that no one thought to target. Humans used gravity wells and asteroid belts to their advantage, turning the environment into a weapon. Meanwhile, on Mars, Ryan Cole received reports from other sectors. "Outer rim losses are expected," he said calmly. "But we've slowed them. Every colony that holds buys time for the main fleet." On the ground, civilians ran through the evacuation corridors, carrying supplies and helping the injured. Despite the chaos, there was determination. Parents protected children. Scientists secured critical data. Everyone knew that survival depended on courage and quick thinking. Back in space, the battle intensified. Human ships, small but precise, danced around the slower alien vessels. Energy beams met railgun fire. Explosions lit up the darkness. The Velthar and their allies had never faced enemies like this. General Kretal's voice shook with anger. "They fight like machines. They learn faster than we can adjust." From the command bridge of the HMS Vigilant, Nina's calm voice rang out. "Remember what we do, crew. We protect the colony, but we also fight smart. Hit, retreat, regroup. Humanity does not panic," Collins nodded. "They're trying to flank us, Captain." "Let them try," Nina replied. "We have the advantage of terrain and timing. Use the asteroid belts. Force them into narrow passes. They cannot move as quickly as we can here." The alien ships moved, but it was too late. Human ships darted from hidden positions, striking with precise shots. Several alien cruisers exploded in moments, and the rest were forced to retreat. Even as the first victory was won, Nina knew it was only the beginning. "We've slowed them," she said. "But the Council will not stop. They will send more. We must be ready." In orbit around the colony, the surviving ships regrouped. Pilots cheered softly, but they did not relax. Every human in space knew that the battle had just begun. Back on Mars, Ryan Cole addressed the command staff. "They underestimated us," he said. "They thought humans would cower. They thought humans would surrender. But they were wrong. Humanity fights with courage, with intelligence, and with unity. We will prove that again and again." Sarah Hill, standing beside him, added, "We must anticipate their next move. They will strike where we are weakest," Cole nodded. "Exactly. And we will be ready. Humanity does not run. Humanity does not beg. Humanity survives." In another part of the galaxy, Evelyn Carter sent a message to the neutral species observing the battle. Humans do not seek war, she said. But humans do not submit. If you wish to remain neutral, stay out of this fight. We will defend ourselves and we will prevail. Her message was calm, yet it carried a weight that no one could ignore. Across the galaxy, even the neutral species began to reconsider their alliances. Humans were not like any other species they had met. Humans were unpredictable, courageous, and determined. Back at the colony, Nina Brooks watched as the last of the initial alien strike force retreated. Her crew cheered quietly, but she remained focused. "Good work," she said. "But stay alert. This was only the first wave. The Council will strike again, and we must be ready." On Mars, Ryan Cole reviewed reports from multiple sectors. Human fleets had slowed the enemy, but they had taken damage. Every victory came with a cost. "We must repair our ships," he said. "We must train more crews. And we must be ready for the Council's retaliation. This war will not end quickly." Despite the danger, there was a sense of pride among humans. They had faced impossible odds and held their ground. They had shown the first glimpse of what humanity could do when threatened. Nina stood on the bridge of her ship, looking at the stars beyond the colony. Explosions still glimmered in the distance, alien ships burning or retreating. She felt a strange mix of fear and exhilaration. Fear for the lives lost, exhilaration for the courage shown. "We are not weak," she said quietly. "We are human. And humans do not give up." The galaxy was beginning to take notice. The Velthar and their allies had underestimated humanity. Their arrogance had led them into a trap, and now they knew that humans were not just another species to dominate. Humans were fighters. Humans were survivors. Humans were a force that the galaxy had never seen before. As the sun rose over the red plains of Mars, fleets continued to mobilize. Colonies prepared for further attacks, and humans across space felt a surge of determination. The first battle was over, but the war had just begun. And somewhere deep within Luna Command, Admiral Ryan Cole and his team worked tirelessly, preparing for the next strike. Humanity would not surrender. Humanity would not retreat. Humanity would fight. The last message from Human Command had been simple, direct, and powerful. "Since you chose war, let us show you how it's done." Now, the first demonstration was complete. The galaxy would remember it. The galaxy was silent for a moment, a quiet that felt like the calm before a storm. The first wave of the Council's attack had failed, but both humans and aliens knew it was only the beginning. The Velthar and their allies would not forgive this humiliation. They would plan again, strike again, and aim to crush humanity completely. On Mars Command, Admiral Ryan Cole leaned over the holographic map. Each dot represented human and alien fleets. Red dots moved slowly, regrouping. Blue dots pulsed, ready for the next engagement. "Every fleet is reporting damage," said Lieutenant Sarah Hill. "Outer Rim colonies are holding, but barely. If the Council sends the main armada, we could lose half our outposts." Ryan shook his head. "They underestimate us," he said quietly. "They think destruction comes quickly. But humanity fights differently. We adapt, we learn, we survive. That is our advantage. The Council has no idea what they are up against." Meanwhile, Captain Nina Brooks patrolled the outskirts of the Outer Rim. Her ship, the HMS Vigilant, was battered but functional. She had coordinated the evacuation of civilians, deployed spearhead units, and struck at the first wave with precision. She knew the aliens would return, stronger and smarter this time. "Captain," said Lieutenant Dean Collins, "we've received intelligence from reconnaissance drones. Another fleet is moving toward the colony, larger than before. This time they are bringing capital ships and heavy artillery." Nina's jaw tightened. "They think more ships will win. We will show them that strategy matters more than size. Prepare all remaining spearhead units. Use the asteroid belts and gravity wells. Force them into choke points. We will make them pay for every meter of space they take." Across the galaxy, the Velthar Council convened. General Cretal slammed his claw on the table, shaking the room. "How is this possible?" he growled. "Our forces are powerful, our technology advanced, yet humans continue to resist. They destroy our ships with minimal losses. They are learning faster than we can respond." One of the insectoid delegates, Larique, spoke hesitantly. "Perhaps we underestimated their intelligence. They are reckless, yes, but cunning. They predict and adapt. Perhaps humans are more dangerous than we thought." Zorath, The crystalline council leader shimmered silently for a moment before speaking. We cannot allow this. We must gather the full strength of the council. If humanity survives the next wave, it will inspire others, and we cannot risk that. Back at Luna Command, Ryan Cole prepared his teams. They will hit the colonies again, he said. We will not wait for them. We strike first. But this time we strike differently. Spearhead units will harass the enemy flanks, distract them, and gather intelligence. Our main fleet will hit the carriers and command ships. Every maneuver will be coordinated. Humans fight as one, and that is our greatest strength. On the HMS Vigilant, Nina Brooks explained the plan to her crew. The Council thinks more ships will overwhelm us. They are wrong. We use the environment, we use speed, we use intelligence. We make them fight on our terms. And when they make a mistake, we strike. Every one of you knows your role. Humans survive because we act together. Do not forget that, her crew nodded. They were tired from the first battle, but their resolve was strong. They had seen the results of human coordination and ingenuity. They had learned that courage, speed, and teamwork could overcome even the most powerful enemy. Within hours, the second wave arrived. Alien ships appeared beyond the asteroid fields like a storm of metal and light. Capital ships glowed with energy shields. Smaller fighters swarmed like insects, ready to destroy everything in their path. Nina Brooks gave the order. Spearhead units deploy. Engage the flanks. Draw them into the choke points. Everyone else hold position and protect the colony. The spearhead units jumped into position. They moved silently, fast and precise. The alien ships did not notice until the first strikes hit. Capital ships erupted in fire and smoke as the spearhead units targeted weak points. Smaller alien ships were caught in gravity traps, colliding into each other. General Kretal's voice boomed through the alien fleet. Focus on the humans. Destroy their ships. Do not let them survive. But the humans were ready. Nina's tactics kept the enemy confused. Ships moved in patterns that seemed chaotic, yet every movement was intentional. Railgun fire cut through enemy hulls. Energy pulses disrupted shields. Explosions lit the dark space like distant stars bursting. Even the alien commanders began to realize that humans fought differently than any species they had encountered. They were relentless but smart. Brave but not reckless. Every loss was learned from instantly. Every mistake the Council made was punished immediately. Back at Luna Command, Ryan Cole monitored the battle. They are adapting faster than predicted, he said to his staff. Every move they make, we counter. Humanity thrives under pressure. This is why we survive. Lieutenant Sarah Hill glanced at the screens. They will bring reinforcements, Admiral. The main fleet will jump soon. Cole nodded. Let them come. We are ready. Humans survive because we do not fear death. We fear only failure. And failure is not an option. On the front lines, Nina Brooks led a daring maneuver. She took a small squadron through a narrow asteroid belt, where enemy capital ships could not follow. From there, they fired on the larger ships' weak points, bypassing the main defenses. Several alien cruisers were destroyed before the Council could react. Captain, Collins said, they are falling back. Their formation is breaking. Nina's eyes narrowed. Good, push forward. Make them regret every inch of space they've taken. Humanity does not retreat. In the Council chamber, panic spread. The Velthar and their allies had never seen a species fight like this. They are children, hissed Kretal. They should be destroyed. But they are more than that. They are dangerous, Lyric the insectoid nodded. Their coordination is remarkable. Their strategy is unpredictable. They fight with courage and intelligence. Perhaps we misjudged them. Zorath's crystalline form pulsed. They are not like us. They do not obey rules of war. They fight with creativity and heart, and now the galaxy sees it. On Earth, civilians watched the broadcasts. People cheered quietly in their homes, schools, and workplaces. Humanity had shown the first signs of victory. The message was clear. Humans would fight and humans would survive. In the outer rim, Nina Brooks surveyed the battlefield. She had won small victories, but she knew this was only the beginning. The Council would not stop. They would regroup, plan, and strike harder. But humans had learned something too. They had learned that courage, speed, intelligence, and unity could overcome even the largest enemy. Every human ship, every crew member, every civilian who survived contributed to the effort. Humanity's strength was not in one weapon or one ship. It was in the people. Back at Luna Command, Ryan Cole made final preparations. We have slowed them. We have struck them hard. but the Council will escalate. Our next step is crucial. Humanity survives because we act together, because we adapt, because we refuse to surrender. Remember that. Humanity will not bow. Humanity will not kneel. Humanity will fight, and we will prevail. Nina Brooks prepared her crew for the night. The stars glimmered beyond the viewport, but danger was always present. "Rest if you can," she said. "We have survived today. Tomorrow we strike again, and humanity will show the Council that we are not a species to fear lightly." The galaxy was beginning to realize that humans were different. They were not the youngest species. They were not the strongest. They were not the most technologically advanced. But they were clever, brave, and relentless. And they were united. The Velthar and their allies had learned a hard lesson. Humans did not fight like any other species in the galaxy. Humans fought with heart, with courage, and with intelligence. They adapted. They survived. And they would continue to fight no matter the cost. As the stars shimmered over Mars and the outer rim colonies, humanity rested for a moment, but only a moment. The next wave was coming. The Council would not forgive. The Council would not forget. But humanity had already learned something vital. The Council might have the numbers. The Council might have the weapons. But humanity had something no one could take away: the will to survive, the courage to fight, and the determination to defend every inch of its space. And that determination would shape the next battle. The message from Human Command had been simple, clear and undeniable. Since you chose war, let us show you how it's done now. Humanity was proving it, one battle at a time. The galaxy had entered a new stage of war. The first waves had failed to crush humanity, and now the Council was furious. Alien fleets moved faster, their ships larger and more numerous, and their attacks more coordinated. But humanity had already learned from the first battles. On Mars Command, Admiral Ryan Cole studied the holographic map again. Red dots swarmed like a storm approaching blue ones, the human fleets. The Council's main armada was vast, stronger than anything humans had faced. Yet Ryan did not show fear. He had faced impossible odds before, and he trusted his crews, his ships, and humanity itself. "Prepare the planetary defense grids," Ryan ordered. "All fleets move to battle positions. Spearhead units take flanking positions. Civilian evacuations must be complete before the main strike. Humanity does not falter." Lieutenant Sarah Hill worked quickly at her console. "Admiral, the Council fleet is jumping in," she said. "They will arrive in less than 10 minutes. All sectors report readiness," Ryan nodded. "Good. Keep your focus. The enemy believes size and firepower win wars. We will show them that intelligence, speed, and unity win battles." In the outer rim, Captain Nina Brooks prepared her ship and crew. The HMS Vigilant had survived previous battles, but the Council's main force would be far larger. Her eyes moved across the scanner screens, noting the positions of alien ships, their speed, and their approach vectors. "Crew," she said firmly, "this is the real test. The Council has brought its full strength. They hope to crush humanity in one strike. They will fail. Spearhead units deploy immediately. Use the asteroid belts and gravity wells. Force the enemy into narrow corridors. Every ship counts. Humanity survives because we act together. Remember that." Her crew worked silently but efficiently, checking weapons, shields, and communication systems. Every person knew the stakes. They had learned in previous battles that courage alone was not enough. Strategy, precision, and cooperation were what won wars. The alien fleet jumped into the sector, arriving like a tidal wave of metal and light. Capital ships glowed with energy shields, fighters swarmed in formations, and massive cruisers carried devastating weaponry. The first shots fired immediately, lighting up the darkness of space. Nina Brooks gave the order. "Hold fire until they are in position. Wait for the signal. We strike as one." The spearhead units moved silently. They darted among asteroids, disappearing and reappearing in unexpected positions. When the Council's fleet reached the choke points, the humans unleashed their attack. Railgun fire struck the capital ships, tearing through shields. Energy pulses disrupted enemy weapons systems. Smaller alien fighters collided as they tried to avoid the traps. Explosions spread across the battlefield, painting space with fire and smoke. On one alien cruiser, General Kretal roared in fury. "They are everywhere! How can this be possible? Destroy them! Do not let humans survive!" Even with superior numbers, the Council's forces were disoriented. The human fleet adapted to every move, countering attacks with speed and intelligence. Each maneuver was designed to exploit the enemy's weaknesses while minimizing human losses. Back at Mars Command, Ryan Cole monitored the battle. "They are hitting harder than expected," he said to Sarah Hill. "Keep tracking the enemy positions. We must protect our fleet while maximizing their damage. Humanity fights with heart and intelligence." "This is what makes us strong," Sarah nodded. "The Council will not expect our tactics. They will rely on sheer force, but humans are not predictable. Every attack they make, we counter. Every mistake they make, we punish." The battle raged for hours. Human ships moved like living shadows, striking and retreating with perfect timing. Alien capital ships fell one by one, their explosions lighting up the void. Smaller fighters tried to regroup, but spearhead units anticipated every move, cutting off their retreat paths. Nina Brooks saw the results of her crew's work. "We are breaking their formation," she said. "Keep pushing. Humanity does not retreat. Humanity does not surrender." On Earth, civilians watched live broadcasts of the battle. Families, workers, and students gathered around screens, holding their breath as humanity struck the Council fleets. Fear mixed with pride. Humans were fighting impossible odds and winning. Meanwhile, Evelyn Carter sent a message to neutral species. "Humans do not seek war, but humans will fight. If you wish to remain neutral, stay out of the way. We will defend ourselves and we will prevail." The message carried authority and calm confidence. Across the galaxy, even those who had doubted humanity began to reconsider their alliances. Humans were not only brave, they were intelligent, coordinated, and relentless. The Council's fleet attempted a desperate counterattack. Multiple cruisers fired on human capital ships, hoping to crush them before they could adapt. But the humans were ready. Defensive shields held, energy pulses disrupted weapons, and small agile ships darted in to strike at critical points. Nina's crew executed a daring maneuver. They moved into an asteroid field, taking cover while attacking the enemy's flanks. Alien ships became trapped, their massive weapons unable to track the quick human fighters. Several cruisers exploded, leaving a trail of debris behind them. "Captain," Colin said, "the enemy is retreating in disarray. Their command ships are targeted and damaged." "Good," Nina said. "Do not let them regroup. Push forward. Humanity survives because we are united, clever, and relentless." In the Council chamber, panic spread. General Kretal's voice trembled with rage. "How can humans fight like this? They should be crushed. They are children, yet they destroy our ships as if they were toys." Lyric, the insectoid delegate, whispered to another. "They fight with courage, yes, but also intelligence. They anticipate. They adapt. We cannot control them with numbers alone." Zorath shimmered silently. "They are not like any species we have known. They combine creativity with discipline. They fight as one. Humanity is extraordinary." Back at Mars Command, Ryan Cole prepared for the final phase. The Council would not stop. They would strike again with full force. But humanity had already proven that it could withstand even the largest fleet. "Prepare planetary defense systems for full engagement," Ryan said. "We will defend every colony. We will defend every ship. Humanity survives because we act together. Humanity survives because we refuse to bow. Humanity survives because we fight with intelligence, courage, and unity." The next wave of alien ships entered the solar system. They brought their largest warships, hoping to overwhelm humanity's defenses. The sky above Earth and Mars shimmered with approaching energy shields and weapons fire. Nina Brooks led her fleet once more, coordinating with spearhead units and capital ships. "Every move counts," she said. "Do not waste energy. Hit where it counts. Humanity survives because we fight as one." The battle escalated into chaos. Alien ships collided with asteroids. Human railguns tore through cruisers and energy pulses disrupted weapon systems. Every human ship followed precise orders yet moved with flexibility, adjusting to every unexpected attack. Hours passed. The alien fleet began to falter. Capital ships exploded. Fighters were cut off from retreat and command structures broke down. Humanity's tactics, courage, and unity had turned the tide. Nina Brooks watched the results with quiet pride. "We are holding them," she said. "Keep pressing. Humanity survives because we do not retreat. Humanity survives because we never surrender." On Mars, Ryan Cole addressed the command team. "The Council will be forced to rethink this war. They believed size and firepower were everything. They were wrong. Humanity survives because we adapt, because we unite, and because we fight with courage." Even the neutral species observing the battle began to reconsider. Humans were not weak, not reckless, and not naive. They were intelligent, brave, and determined. And now the galaxy could see the truth. The alien fleets began to withdraw. Many ships were destroyed, and their command systems were in chaos. Humanity had won a decisive victory, but the war was far from over. Nina Brooks and her crew watched as the surviving ships retreated. "This is only the beginning," she said quietly. "Humanity has proven we survive. The Council will strike again, but we are ready." Admiral Ryan Cole looked out over Mars, the red plains bathed in sunlight. He knew that humans had faced impossible odds and won. "We fight for survival, yes," he said softly. "But we fight for respect, for honor, and for the right to choose our own destiny. Humanity survives, and the galaxy will remember that." In the darkness of space, human fleets regrouped, repairing damage and preparing for the next engagement. Every crew member knew the lessons of the battle. Courage was important, but intelligence, unity, and flexibility were even more vital. And as the stars shimmered across the sky, humanity prepared to fight again. The Council had learned a hard lesson. Humans could not be crushed, could not be controlled, and could not be ignored. The last message from Human Command remained true. "Since you chose war, let us show you how it's done." The galaxy was beginning to understand. Humanity was a force unlike any other. Humanity fought with heart, with courage, with intelligence, and above all with unity, and the war was far from over. The galaxy was tense. Weeks of battles had proven that humans could survive attacks that would have destroyed any other species. But this time, humanity was ready to turn the tide. On Mars Command, Admiral Ryan Cole studied the holographic map. The Council fleets were regrouping far from human-controlled space. Their numbers were smaller, their confidence shaken. Yet Ryan knew better than to underestimate them. "We do not attack blindly," he said to Lieutenant Sarah Hill. "We strike with purpose. Every ship, every crew member, every unit must know its task. Humanity survives because we are organized, because we are intelligent, and because we are brave." Sarah nodded. "The Council will not expect a final strike. They believe we only defend. We will show them otherwise." In orbit above the outer rim colonies, Captain Nina Brooks prepared her fleet. The HMS Vigilant had been repaired, and spearhead units were ready. Their small size made them fast, and their AI systems allowed perfect coordination. "Today," Nina said to her crew, "we do more than defend. Today, we take the fight to them. They believe humans are weak, reckless, and small. We will show them that humans are clever, united, and unstoppable. Remember, we fight as one, and humanity survives because we never give up." The human fleet moved with precision. Spearhead units scouted the Council's positions, finding weak points and monitoring patrols. Human capital ships moved in formation, shielding smaller vessels while providing long-range firepower. On the Council side, Zorath convened the remaining leaders. "Humanity is not like any species we have faced," he said. "They do not retreat. They do not surrender. Every attack we make, they counter. Every strategy we use, they adapt. They are extraordinary." General Kretal slammed his claws on the table. "We have more ships. We have stronger weapons. They cannot withstand a full assault." Zorath shook his crystalline head. "They are not ordinary. Their unity and intelligence make them dangerous. Proceed carefully. Humanity may be underestimated, but it is not to be ignored." Back in human space, Nina Brooks received reports from reconnaissance. The Council's main fleet was divided, some ships attempting to retreat, others preparing for one last assault. "Captain," Collins said, "they are trying to regroup near the nervous system. It is heavily defended by humans. We can force them into a trap." Nina's eyes narrowed. "Good, set the coordinates. Spearhead units, prepare to ambush. Capital ships, move into attack positions. Humanity survives because we fight smart and we fight together. Let's finish this." The human fleet moved silently toward the nervous system. Asteroid fields and gravity wells were used as natural traps. Spearhead units darted in and out, harassing enemy scouts and drawing the Council's forces into confined spaces. When the Council fleet entered the system, the trap was sprung. Human ships attacked from all directions. Capital ships fired precision shots at weak points. Energy pulses disrupted shields. Smaller fighters cut off escape routes. Explosions lit the void. Alien ships collided, some destroyed, others forced to retreat. Every move by the Council was anticipated by humans, every weakness exploited. General Cretal watched in disbelief. They are everywhere. They predicted our moves. How can this be? Lyric whispered, they are not just fighting. They are thinking faster than we are. Their strategy is flawless. Perhaps we underestimated humans too much. Back on the HMS Vigilant, Nina Brooks coordinated with her fleet. Push forward. Capital ships focus fire on command vessels. Spearhead units cut off escape. Humanity survives because we never surrender, and today we decide the outcome. The Council's command ships were hit hard. Explosions spread across the fleet, leaving many ships disabled or destroyed. The alien forces struggled to regroup. Humans moved with speed and intelligence, hitting every weak point without hesitation. On Mars, Ryan Cole watched the battle unfold. This is the moment, he said to Sarah Hill. The Council has seen what humanity can do. Now we must show them that humans fight for freedom, for survival, and for respect. Humanity survives because we are united, Sarah nodded. Their morale is breaking. The remaining ships are confused and disorganized. Humanity's tactics have turned the tide completely. Evelyn Carter sent a final message to the Council and neutral species. Humans do not seek war, but humans will defend themselves. We have shown what we can do. We fight with courage, intelligence, and unity. Do not underestimate us again. Humanity survives, and humanity demands respect. The message echoed across the galaxy. Even neutral species who had doubted humans began to reconsider. Humans were not reckless. Humans were not weak. Humans were clever, united, and fearless. In space, Nina Brooks led the final push. Capital ships fired precision volleys. Spearhead units disabled enemy weapons. Smaller human fighters surrounded remaining alien vessels, cutting off retreat. General Cretal's roar of frustration could be heard across communications. This cannot be. We are powerful, yet we are defeated by children. Zorath's voice, calm but stern, spoke to the remaining council leaders. We have underestimated humanity. They are extraordinary. Perhaps we should reconsider our approach. In orbit above Mars, Ryan Cole prepared a final strike. This is humanity's message, and he said to his staff, we fight when we must. We adapt, we survive, and we win. Humanity does not kneel, and humanity does not surrender. Today, the Council learns this lesson. Forever. The final engagement was brief but decisive. Alien ships tried to resist but were destroyed or disabled. Human fleets moved with perfect coordination, exploiting every weakness. By the end, the Council's armada had been shattered. Nina Brooks watched the last enemy ship explode. Her crew cheered quietly, but she remained calm. Humanity survives, she said. We have shown the galaxy who we are. Back on Mars, Ryan Cole addressed his teams. This is more than a victory in battle, he said. It is a statement. Humanity survives because we fight together, because we act with intelligence, and because we refuse to bow. The Council will remember this, and the galaxy will respect humanity from now on. Even the Council had learned the truth. Humanity was not a weak species to dominate. Humanity was clever, united, and courageous. They survived impossible odds, and they had won the war. In neutral systems, species whispered among themselves. Humans were not reckless.
Humans were brilliant.
Humans were fighters who could not be ignored. On Earth, people celebrated quietly. Families hugged, workers cheered, and schools closed for the day. Humanity had faced an entire galactic council and survived. Humanity had proven its strength, intelligence, and courage. In the Outer Rim, Captain Nina Brooks debriefed her crews. This is only the beginning of humanity's place in the galaxy, she said. We have survived the war, but now we build respect, alliances, and peace. Humanity survives because we are united, intelligent, and brave. Never forget that. Admiral Ryan Cole walked across Mars Command, looking at the repaired ships and busy crews. We have won the war, he said quietly. But more importantly, we have earned our place in the galaxy. Humanity survives because we never give up, never surrender, and never bow. We fight for ourselves, for our people, and for respect. The galaxy watched and learned. The Council could no longer treat humanity as a weak species. Humans had proven that courage, intelligence, and unity could overcome impossible odds. And humanity's message was clear. Since you chose war, let us show you how it's done. The stars shimmered over Mars, over Earth, and across the Outer Rim. Human fleets returned to their posts, repaired and ready. Civilians rebuilt their lives, and the galaxy understood that humanity was a force unlike any other. The Council would never forget this lesson. Every species would remember it. Humans had faced the greatest challenge imaginable, and had survived, had adapted, and had triumphed. Humanity was no longer just one species among many. Humanity was a force. Humanity was respected. Humanity had earned its place in the galaxy. And from that moment forward, humans knew the truth that no council, no army, no species could ever deny. Humanity survives. Humanity fights. Humanity wins, and the galaxy will remember.